So one thing I think is very important when you think about infrastructure and operations management, when you think about where we're going in the next couple of years, it is important to look at overall CIO budgets. We do a very extensive survey every year where we go out and ask over 2,000 CIOs, what do they expect their budgets to be? And you can see that in 2012, although we're doing a lot better than we were in the bad years, the down economy years of 2009 and 2010, we have yet to come to levels back in 2007 and 2008. So even though budgets are going to be up this year, they remain relatively flat compared to last year. Which means that CIOs, more than ever, are looking at trade-offs when they look at investments in infrastructure and operations. How can I invest in growing the business and transforming the business, but at the same particular point in time, optimize what I have? Because if I don't optimize what I have, I cannot spend more money on other things. So it's an idea of lowering costs, using technologies like virtualization and IT process automation, streamlining my staff so that I can then spend more money on things like aligning myself to the business, and also helping the business grow and transform. The other thing that is very important is all this new technology coming out, like cloud management tools. We start to look at social media tools for IT infrastructure and operations. We see that tools have a life cycle. We see that tools typically have a life cycle, and they go along this curve where they start off on the far left, which is what we call a technology trigger. These are tools that are new to the industry. They don't have a wide adoption yet. And as tools get more into the industry, when they get to be more adopted, they come up to what we call the peak of inflated expectations. This is where you find tools like VM energy management tools, IT process automation tools, a lot of the open source tools. These are tools that we've all heard about. They offer a great promise of how they're going to transform the way we do IT. Unfortunately, they just don't have a lot of use yet. Many times we haven't caught up to them as far as people and process are concerned. Then tools fall into what we call the trough of disillusionment, which is, yes, these are a lot of great tools, but guess what? Just like every other tool, they're not easy. They have some benefits, but they require a big investment. Again, not just investment in the technology, but investment in the people and process as well. And then finally, tools come up to that area of the slope of enlightenment, and finally the plateau of productivity. And when you look at the plateau of productivity, these are tools that many times have been around for many years, that are well used within IT organizations, that get a lot of very good return on investment. So you start to see tools like IT service desk tools, network management tools, job scheduling tools. These are tools that have been around for years. Almost every IT organization uses them. They don't cost a lot because the prices have come down, and they provide a lot of value. So when we look at tools in infrastructure and operations, it's important to understand where they fall on the curve, where we expect them to be, where they've been in the past. Very helpful when making new tool purchases.